Now, I never done a video like this before, but here we are now. This is called my 6-month weight loss journey. Basically, what I'm going to talk about in this journey is sort of the beginning, like how I sort of got to my peak weight, and then the middle where I talk about the 6 months where I went through my 6-month weight loss journey, and then the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how much I lost and where I'm at now. Alright, here we go. So basically, back in November, I was at around a peak weight of around 293 pounds, and by that point, I was starting to barely recognize myself. Like, I was sort of feeling insecure about my body. Well, I don't always feel insecure, I just feel there's some extra inches. I just feel there's just so many inches around my waist that I could have already gotten rid of, but didn't. And then I was browsing the internet one day, and I found that different exercises, something simple, and I found a little thing called planks, and I decided that I was going to start on December 1st. So on December 1st began my weight loss journey, and the planks began. Of course, before that, I sort of had my last big cheat meal before I went into, well, not last cheat meal, but I sort of just ate a little something before doing the planks, and I was set to go. Basically, my goal was to do at least 1 minute planking every day for a month to see what would happen to my body. I didn't weigh myself in the first day, although I should have. Alright, and the planks were really difficult. It's a lot harder than you think. Basically, to do a plank, you basically put your elbows on the floor, and then you lift your stomach up off the floor, and you have to hold it, and you have to hold the position for a minute, which can feel like an eternity because it's an all muscle workout. Which is why I picked it, because it's an exercise that targets your entire body. And it strengthens your core, and makes other exercises easier. So I basically planked every day from December 1st to the end of December. Alright, but the planks didn't really stop there. I wanted to keep doing them, so I basically did one plank every single day. But before I really started my weight loss journey, I did do a little exercise routine where I did 30 leg reps and 15 arm reps on this Total Gym fitness machine that we had in one of our guest rooms, which I pretty much use every day, and after the end of this video, I am probably going to use that and continue my usual exercises. So basically, the first month was pretty chill. I only did about a minute of planking every day, and I did my usual eating habits, so I didn't lose much weight during that first month, but, better slow weight loss than none. Alright, now my second month is when I started to get more serious about my weight loss. I increased my plank time from 1 minute to 2 minutes in January, and I also ended up changing my diet, or should I say, changing my eating habits, because like I said, I pretty much ate what I wanted in that first month. I didn't really care at all, but with that said, I ended up changing I ended up changing everything about my eating. Or at least the junk I eat in moderation compared to healthy stuff. So at school, I don't go to bedding no more. I only eat salads for lunch, and I don't eat breakfast at school either. So basically, all I really eat at school is a salad. That's literally it. Alright, so that's basically how it's consisted. And 2-minute planks, my god, these planks were tough on my body. Again, planks are an all body. Planks target every single muscle in your body, as opposed to things like crunches, which don't target all your muscles. These planks do. And I also decided to try to find a way to add some more workout, but still make it fun for me to lose weight. This was my answer. Or this was how I decided to answer or accommodate for that. I got Just Dance 2022, and I basically played an hour a day on average. And by playing for about an hour a day, I was able to burn more calories and lose some more weight. But I always made sure to have water in hand before doing this, as I don't want to cramp myself up too badly before it's all done. Alright, so that's when I started to get more. So month 2 is when I got more serious. Month 3 was when I began to implement even more exercise. By that I mean I bought another fitness game for my Switch, Ring Fit. This is basically a game where you control the main character who's all fit, who sets on a fitness journey to defeat a giant dragon who is where he pretty much has a dark influence that controls the world. Your mission is to stop him. It's a fun fitness journey, and I'm pretty close to completion by this point. And I've been playing this game for about 3 or 4 months since now. For about 3 or 4 months since I got it. Alright, so that was the 3rd month, and I also should have mentioned in the 3rd month, the planks went from 2 minutes to 3 minutes. So February, I did a 3-minute plank, and that was tough. I'm pretty much going to say that for every time I had another minute. It was tough. Like you have no idea. And then March was when I decided to devote my time to weight loss. Right, March was a pretty good weight loss part of my weight loss journey, and that was because I was doing exercise every day, and I liked doing it. And my parents, and this was when a lot of people noticed that I was losing a lot of weight, and they were proud of me for that, and they say they were even inspired by me to do the same, and I love that whenever I inspire others to follow what I've done. And it was one heck of a journey. Also, February and March was when I started to get when I was finally able to wear a 2X for the first time, and it actually felt loose on me. I remember my mom telling me whenever I wore one of my 3X polos that she told me, you're basically drowning in that thing, you need new polos. And so she bought me 2X polos, and I appreciate her for that. And thus I went down a shirt size, which is exciting. Alright, and then month 4. And then month 4 of my weight loss journey, I ended up increasing my plank time to 4 minutes. And this is when and that first day of doing a 4-minute plank was a tough one. It was a tough one, but but my endurance increased, and I could feel that whenever I did other exercises, that doing them felt more effortless. Like sit-ups I could not really do before I did planks, but once I got back after planking for a month, I noticed that I could do sit-ups and these other exercises a lot easier than I did before. But anyway, in the 4th month, I basically did my usual exercise and diet, and this is when this was sort of when I got below and my 4th month of the weight loss journey would be in March, so that's a good thing to note. And during the month of March, I was pretty much doing Just Dance, Ring Fit, and planking for 4 minutes a day by this point. And by that point, it was clear to me that I wanted to set out a goal for graduation, because at the time I started my weight loss journey, graduation was in less than 6 months. And while I'm graduated now, while I am graduated now, and the 6 months have already passed from now, I wanted to lose weight. And so the month of March was when I wanted to try to set a goal for graduation. My original goal was to be under 230 by graduation, because at that time in March, I was probably under 250 already, or even 240, I would say. A lot of weight right there. Alright, so I made that my goal, and I ended up getting down to under 230 by the end of March, I think. Maybe even in April, I don't know. And so I thought, why not try to get to under 220 then, or even under 210? But I decided to go for under 215. And I hit that by the end of April. And I decided, okay, maybe I still got some time to... Oh, wait. Alright. And so for March, I was basically just setting a goal for graduation, and I stuck to that goal to keep losing weight and seeing how low I could get by graduation. Alright, so now comes the 5th month, which would be April. April was when my weight loss kind of slowed down, which I expected it to. You'll lose weight quickly in the beginning once you start diet and exercise, but as time progresses, you're eventually going to plateau, and your weight loss will either slow down or even stop, which has happened quite a few times throughout the middle of this journey. Like I've stopped, or should I say I plateaued, stopped in the middle of my weight loss journey, gained some back, but in the end did manage to lose and get down to where I wanted to be. And I think that's what matters. But now for my weight loss journey, April was when... Wait, April? Yeah, April was when I increased my 4-minute plank to the maximum to the max, and I decided to do a 5-minute plank for the first time in April. It was a tough one, but I got through it. And I decided that once I got up to 4 or 5 minutes in my plank journey, it was going to stay at 5 minutes. And the good thing about planks is that you can pretty much do them anywhere you go. Even if you don't have exercise equipment, planks can pretty much be just done on your floor, though I would recommend a mat, like I said earlier. And basically how I would do the planks, I have actually 2 different phones. I have this one which I'm using to record, and I have my iPhone, which I now use to set the timer for. It used to be the other way around, where the iPhone I would watch videos, and this phone I would use this at the timer, but I just decided to switch up their roles, just because. And now in the month of April the month of April was quite difficult. Having to do a 5-minute plank every day, and then still doing the hour of cardio with Just Dance and Ring Fit were pretty difficult. And I'm not really going to talk much more about it because it's more or less the same. But now let's get into the 6th and final month, which was May. In the middle of May, on May 16th of 2022, I have graduated high school, and my weight for high school, I tried to make it my goal to try to get to under 200 because I was already under 210 before graduation happened. So I thought maybe I can still hit under 200 by graduation. I didn't, but 203 was really close. And a lot of my family members, everyone who was there, said that they were really proud of my weight loss and that they hope that I continue, and I will. But after graduation, after getting out of high school, I did manage to get to under 200 eventually, so I guess it doesn't matter. But man, it was the end of May. It was the way it is now, it was a great way to end the journey. And I am glad I got to the point that I did. I still got a lot of prepping to do for life. I still have a job to find. I still have ways to go to get to where I want to be. And I do look forward to a bright future. Now, with that said, now that I mentioned all 6 months of my weight loss journey, it's about time that I tell you how much I lost and where I'm at now. Basically, I'll just say my peak weight and where I'm at now, and then I will calculate just about how much I lose in total throughout these 6 months. My peak weight, for those who haven't already known, my peak weight was around 293 at the start of the weight loss journey back on December 1st. And as of now, on June 1st, after 6 months of diet and exercise, I am down to 197, under 200, so that basically implies that I lost almost 100 pounds in my 6 months of diet and exercise. And that is a big accomplishment, I think. And hopefully you think so too, and hopefully this video has inspired you watching to exercise as well. This was really hard. This didn't just happen overnight. I had to make it happen. This took commitment, this took dedication, and I wouldn't say sacrificing my favorite foods, more like just moderation, but it was still hard. Probably one of the harder things I've done in my life, or I would even say the hardest thing I've done thus far. And I'm hoping this has inspired you. Now the only question is, so where do I go from here? Well, I can tell y'all right now that I still have a long way to go to get to where I need to be. And I should also mention that at a height of around 5'11", almost 6 foot, and being under 200, my BMI is around 27. So I am an overweight person. It's gonna be a while before I get down to a normal weight, but it's probably. But for some people, being overweight or being a normal weight probably isn't healthy for them, because my parents told me that if your weight drops too low, you're not going to look healthy, even if you are. So I don't exactly know what would be a good weight to stop, but I know I am going to keep going with my weight loss until I'm at my ideal weight. Don't know what it is yet, but I hope to get there. Alright, and I think this video has gone on for long enough. I hope this has inspired you, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you have like any questions I can maybe try to answer, and this journey was probably one of my best yet, and I'm proud of the people who stuck with me throughout. I will see y'all in the next video.